transformation is an easier way of changing a graph without having to draw a table of values. So originally when you have to sketch a graph, you end up using a table of values and then drawing a graph accordingly. But a translation lets you figure it out, and it's written in the equation. So when you have this becomes your horizontal translation and tells you how far over you get to move your sine graph to start it without having to draw out a table of values.
And a vertical translation is the location of the sinusoidal axis, and it shows how far up or down the graph moves. And so you can see there's a dotted line, that's the sinusoidal axis. It's the nose part. I struggled up here. Yay!
The horizontal stretch is right here, and it tells us how long a wavelength is. So to find the wavelength, you do that. 360 degrees divided by 3. 120! So that's how long a wavelength is. Let's talk about amplitude. The amplitude is the distance of the maximum and the minimum from the sinusoidal axis. For example, from this equation, we find the amplitude is here, and let from in the graphing is like here to here and here to here.
Is a pendulum. Now, we don't have a grandfather clock, so we improvised with a key and a lanyard. And our graph shows the height of which the pendulum swings.
So after a couple of tries of swinging this key around, our graph shows that the maximum height that our lanyard reached was 5 inches from our reference point. And it took about 2 seconds for it to go from its starting point back to its starting point again. So the equation that we were able to derive from the movement of our pendulum was a cos graph. It's in the way! So as you can see, our amplitude was 2.5, as well as our location of our sinusoidal axis. And because it only took 2 seconds, wavelength is, just cut that out. Our wavelength is 2! Our wavelength is 2. The end.
那我们得谈论一下 sin 图像和 cos 图像的区别。sin 图像是从它中间值到高值到最低值到中值，而cos 图像是它从最高值到最低值到最高值。 That translation, a sine graph right here starts on the sinusoidal axis and then goes up. A cos graph right here starts at a max and then goes down.
I need that you are human too. Your accusations are burning through.
Oh, you won't like it. You're going nuts. I'm gonna share at you.
No! You're hurting it. Don't hurt me.
Ew, Becca's kid is touched.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, Bailey Stockford.
Hello, I'm Team Welcome to my show. I'm available for interviews.
This young Pepsi.
No, I didn't say that. Why? No.
Okay, so
Bailey! She died.